Shahram Akbarzadeh is director of the Middle East Studies Forum at Deakin University in Australia and a non-resident senior fellow at the Middle East Council in Qatar. He joins us live from Melbourne, Australia. Professor, thank you for being with us. Iran has retaliated then, and we've seen some of those missiles have penetrated Israel's defences. So I wonder, do you believe that Iran has measured its response? Do they have more destructive firepower to come?
Thanks for having me, Louisa. I think the answer to that question is that yes, both Israel and Iran are settling in for the long haul. There is more attacks to come, and at the moment, Iran has simply responded like a tit-for-tat to see how Israel responds. But it's very clear that Iran is not going to tolerate an attack by Israel, targeting its military commanders and scientists, as well as the military establishment and nuclear facilities. So Iran is going to respond, and this is a very dangerous turn of events for the whole region, because, as many observers have pointed out, there is every chance this could spread out to the whole region and draw in the United States into the conflict.
Yes, so mentioning the United States there, do you think that Iran is aware of their military might, of course, and do you think that Iran wants a conflict with the US?
Very good question. I think Iran does not seek to have an open confrontation with the United States. It's very clear that in terms of military might, Iran won't stand a chance. But the point is that when war commences, when Israel launches attacks on Iran, Iran has to respond. And I think Israel is actually banking on this dynamic that once the conflict starts, the United States has an obligation and a commitment to Israeli security. So the United States will be dragged into the conflict, and that is what Prime Minister Netanyahu is trying to achieve, to have the US dragged into the conflict and resulting in some kind of a regime change in Iran.
Yes, so you mentioned some kind of regime change. What do you think are the most likely scenarios? We did hear Benjamin Netanyahu refer to freeing the people of Iran, almost trying to get those people on board. The people of Iran have, of course, experienced the result of the sanctions, the economic sanctions on their lives. You know, prices of food, for example, shot up. So do you think that that's a likely scenario, that the people of Iran will want to go for a new regime?
Well, in politics, Louisa, anything is possible. So it's really hard to say. But the fact of the matter is that there is significant disconnect between the population and the regime. There's a lot of disquiet and disillusionment with the government. There has already been public protests and rallies. You recall 2022, we had the Women Life Freedom movement against the regime that called for the downfall of the dictator, pointing to the supreme leader as a dictator. So I think Israel is really banking on the escalation of tension resulting in some kind of a popular protest and popular unrest against the regime.
OK, and Professor, what about the UN? We've seen them meet today. What meaningful movements could they make at this point or in the future?
Well, I think it's really important to try and uphold international law, and the United Nations role is very, very important in that respect. But Israel has demonstrated that it has no respect for international law, and it is violating basically all international norms and regulations. So I see a number of countries expressing concern and disappointment at the way that Israel has conducted this preemptive strike, as they say, under the cover of self-defense. And they have asked for a de-escalation. So there is a role for public opinion to express disappointment and condemn Israeli action. But by the same token, I don't think Israel will respond. The only country that really has a say and can influence Israeli decision-making is the United States. But the United States has demonstrated time and again to be a hostage to its alliance with Israel and not being in the driver's seat.
OK, well, we will follow developments, as I'm sure you will too, Professor. Professor Shahram Akbarzadeh, Director of the Middle East Studies Forum at Deakin University. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.